Let's first of all discuss the 7 PRINCE2 principles. Remember that these should be applied regardless of the project scale, type, organisation, geography or culture. Put simply, the 7 PRINCE2 principles must be applied to all projects. The reason being is that they are universal. They are self-validating simply because they've been shown to work in practice. And of course they are empowering because they give the practitioners of PRINCE2 added confidence and ability to influence and shape how the project will be managed. Put it this way, knowing that you are running a project built on the solid foundation of the 7 PRINCE2 principles will give you tremendous confidence. Let's start with the first of the 7 principles, continued business justification. There must be, at every PRINCE2 project, a justifiable reason to start the project in the first place. The business case must be documented and approved by the project board, ultimately by the project board executive, and it should show alignment with corporate strategy. After all, why would you want to be carrying out a piece of business if it's not aligned with what your organisation actually does? And that a business case should be valid and viable throughout the business life. Learn from experience. Lessons are proactively sought out, recorded and acted upon throughout the whole of the life of the project. The lessons are captured on the lessons log when starting a project, used continually as the project progresses, and at project closure the project manager creates a lessons report so that any lessons learned in this current project can be passed on and used by future projects within the organisation. Remember that lessons are sought out rather than waiting for them to be provided to you. In short, it's a proactive activity by the project manager. Defined roles and responsibilities ensures that there is an explicit project management team structure. The term project management team refers to the project board and the project manager, and optional roles such as the team manager and project support. And all projects have primary stakeholders consisting of the business side, the users and the suppliers. We'll look at this again in the organisation theme. Another principle of PRINCE2 is that management by stages is carried out. This divides the project and provides a series of management control points. At the end of every stage, an end stage assessment is held to examine the appropriate evidence to decide whether or not the project should proceed or change in some way. In that way, project viability is checked at the end of each stage. One of the key documents which helps us to make this decision, of course, is the updated business case, which shows the current reality and future forecast of the project in terms of the costs and the timescale and the future benefits to be realised. By taking a project and splitting it into stages, senior management has then control over business priority, risk and complexity. Management by stages splits the project into a set of timescales, if you will, and therefore these should be adjusted to provide a sensible planning horizon. If you don't have full clarity about future aspects in future stages, then why would you bother planning in detail at the beginning of the project? Therefore, the stage length provides you with a sensible planning horizon. Management by stages works because we have a high-level project plan which shows and identifies these stages, and just prior to a new stage starting, a detailed stage plan will be created and presented to the project board for their approval or otherwise. By virtue of this, a long and complex project needn't be planned in detail until just prior to a stage commencing. PRINCE2 uses the principle of management by exception, and this is done by defining tolerance for each project objective. The 6 objectives, you may recall: cost, time, quality, risk, scope and benefits. Tolerances should be set for each of these, and there are distinct responsibility levels at the project board level for directing, the project manager for managing, and the team manager level for delivering. We'll see in a later module how this is applied. This gives delegated authority between these management levels by setting tolerances against these 6 objectives. The principle here is that directly a given tolerance at a certain level is forecast to be exceeded, then it is referred upwards to the appropriate authority above to make an informed choice about what to do next. And management by exception provides assurance mechanisms to make sure that we're confident that the project is on track to deliver a successful outcome. The next principle is focus on products. We'll learn in the product-based planning technique where each product is identified and a product description is created which outlines its quality requirements. Only then will the planning continue to look at the activities needed to create such products and the resources needed to carry that work out. Thus, a project is output-oriented via the products and not activity-oriented. The value of the focus on products is to give clarity to what the purpose that each product is there to provide, what each product is composed of, what it is derived from, what its format is and its quality criteria, and the method needed to carry out the quality checking on each product. PRINCE2 must be tailored to suit the project environment. There's an infinite variety of different projects, of course, and each one will depend on the environment in which the project is to take place, the size of the project itself, how complex a project is, for example, technically complex or organizationally complex, its importance within an organization, the capabilities required, and the amount of risk. You see, PRINCE2 should not just be blindly used on every single project. For example, a small, simple internal project would apply PRINCE2 in a small, simple, and effective way. And the tailoring principle shows how the method will be applied and will also be based upon information and decisions that need to be taken. Now, these 7 PRINCE2 principles provide a framework of good practice. They will always apply, every single one of them, and will not be tailored.